Welcome to the Real Boardloft. I'm Forman, and this is the Lost Surfboards Evil Twin. We just got back from Puerto Rico, had a great time surfing this board down in Puerto Rico at a bunch of different waves, and also prior to going down there, we surfed it here in Cape Hatteras in the beach breaks all up and down the island. And this is a cool board. You can do a lot of different things with it and surf it in a lot of different conditions. So let's jump into the shape and also the fin configuration. So looking at the nose of the board, I mean, overall, the outline, you would probably call this a generous in-betweener in your quiver, you know? So it's got, this board is 6'4", about 21 and a half, 21.63, about 2 3/4, and it's 43 liters. I can't tell a lot of those dimensions because the single box goes right through the dimensions. So it's an approximation. But so not quite as big as what a puddle jumper would be at that length, and not as narrow as like a V3 rocket, kind of like right up the middle. What I found this board and what everybody else found this board to do is, I mean, it's just a good all-around go-to board that you could surf in a really wide variety of conditions, like wave sizes, wave types, like the break speed, and then also just the mood of the surfer for the day, like tuning up the fin. So jumping into the shape, overall, pretty flat rocker throughout, flat nose rocker, not too much tail rocker, flattish deck, and then really pulled down rails. So if you look, I'd probably say this way is probably the easiest, but if you look along the edge of the board, pretty flat across here, but then really pulled down when you get from about here out, the rail really pulls down, takes the volume out. That makes it easy to set the rail on turns and have it hold through high-speed turns. Looking out the tail of the board, this is something that is new for this year in North America for Lost, but it's something that they've been doing in Japan for a long time. It's called the E-wing right here. And when you zoom in on this, you could see how the rocker throughout is pretty flat, but right here, because of the E-wing, it actually comes up and it gives the rail more rail rocker and also really thins out the rail right here. And what that helps you do is it gives you added width right here. So when you need power underneath your feet and you need the ability to generate speed, you've got it by having your foot here on the front of the pad. But when you need the rail to hold, the rail here is a lot thinner because of that E-wing. So they pulled a lot of thickness out of the rail, but also they added rail rocker with that E-wing, so it really holds at a really high rate of speed, I think it would. So we've had, hands down, the best turns of the trip were on this board, just going Mach 9 and having this thing hold in when you swore there was no way it was going to hold in. It still held in really, really well. So that's the E-wing. Again, it's going to give you more width and more volume when you need it, but also pull out, and maybe that's a better way to look at it, pull out the foam when you don't need it, and also give you more rail rocker right there to lay into the turns. So we took this board out, you know, in basically surf that you would ride a puddle jumper in, all the way to overhead surf as well, and it held throughout that entire range, and was really fun to surf in all those ranges as well. I think a big thing about the Evil Twin is the different fin configurations on this board. You can set it up with a ton of different fin configurations. You could ride it as a standard twin fin. These fins that we rode that we like the best for heavier surfers are the Futures ENs, because it's a increased area, like more vertical twin fin. Moderate weight and lighter weight surfers would probably like the T1s better, because it's more like average size vertical twin, like kind of more like an MR size twin. So you could ride it as a standard twin, no trailer. Lost makes a special trailer fin right here that goes in the single fin box, and you can see that it's got quite a bit of overhang past the box. And so this fin is custom designed for this board, and what it allows Lost to do is it allows them to use a shorter box, because if this fin didn't have the cutout, the fin wouldn't be able to go that far back, and then the fin cluster would be too tight, it would be too squirrely. So rather than having a big giant box, like running the whole length of the board back here, they could run a smaller box and then just use this fin with a custom overhang in it to get the fin in the right place. So smart of them to think of that. So this fin it's an accessory for the board that you could add in if you want to have, if you want to be able to run it as a twin plus a trailer. You can also set up the board as a single fin and ride it with a single fin, which just by chance, I have one in my back pocket right here. This is the Lost Sinister single. It's a 6 1/4 inch solid fiberglass single fin. You can ride it with a single fin. You can also ride it with a single fin plus side bites. So like when they would call that a 2+1 setup. So all of these different fin configurations, you can tune this board, and it does a bunch of different things. You know, like if you're in a fast braking sectiony wave, like you're not going to want to ride it as a single fin, because a single fin's not going to be as fast. It's going to be more like kind of smooth and flowing. The single fin's going to work really well on like lined up point brakes or waves that are predictable, that you know you got the speed to make sections. If you're looking for something with a little bit more pivot off the bottom and off the top and more hold on a vertical face, you can go single plus the side bites. And then if you want to get the board going really fast, you can set it up as a twin fin. If you want it really fast with a more confident hold and not as much drift as a twin fin, you can add this stabilizer fin to the back. I think the twin fin plus the stabilizer that's like the go-to setup in this board. It's something that you can use all the time, and it works like in a variety of conditions. And then you can use those other fin setups to, you know, change a mood, change a surf, change a location, and it just gives it a variety. Because I think if you think about it, a lot of times when you're going on trips, like you always kind of feel like you want to bring a bunch of boards. Like you want to bring like your short board, you want to bring your step up, you want to bring your fish. And some of it is just based on paddle power and like what you can catch on them, but other is when you're surfing all day, every day, you have a variety of boards that you want to surf just to keep it fresh. And this allows you to just basically take one board and a few different sets of fins and really tune it into the conditions. So it makes it a great travel board, especially if you're in a group with people and you have like, you don't want to have like tons and tons and tons of gear that you're schlepping all over the place. This would make it a really good board for something like that as well. So it's the Evil Twin from Lost Surfboards. Great all-around board. Covered a wide range of surf, not only in height, but also in the style of wave that you're riding. Just a really, really fun board to surf. Like this one's kind of way out there on what Lost normally does, as far as, you know, like having something that's this convertible and single fin in general. Like you wouldn't really think of Lost making a single fin, but it really works in all those different fin configurations and is super fun to surf. If you have any questions about the Lost Evil Twin, or you'd like to place an order, you can give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or you can look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.